Hello everyone, Sable here bringing you the final match of Week 7, which is also the final RBY Ubers match of the regular season of Ubers Premier League 13. We've got Eledyr versus YBW, and we might expect a little bit of clowny stuff this one because both teams are out of the playoffs already. So it'll be interesting to see what they bring if it gets a little bit clowny. Looks like they played on main server instead of the Smogtor server too, so it's a quiet little game. I guess we'll see how this goes. Electro. Oh my god. Okay, Eledyr is bringing rap. I've seen this exact idea before. It's going to be rap from Eledyr, and there's a Gengar on YBW's side, which helps against that, but probably shouldn't take all this chip from Electrode and should have just either put it to sleep or switched out. So this is gonna be something. Get ready. Eledyr brought this exact idea into me before in a previous tournament, and oh boy, did I not enjoy playing against that. Or it might not have been Eledyr, it might have been someone else, but either way, I've seen this Electrode thing with bringing like Victory Bell, Dragonite, Cloyster all behind it or something. So Mewing 2 comes in, clicks Ice Beam. Interesting click on a team like this. You should probably put T-Wave Blizzard on this. T-Wave Blizz Boom. Cloyster in. Amnesia from YBW. Wonder what the Mewtwo is going to be. And Eledyr probably going to get out and not risk it. A Cloyster coming in. Okay. The fact that YBW bailed out of that says it's either Amni, Blizz, Boom, T-Wave, or it's Barrier Ice Beam. I think you'd probably T-Wave if you had T-Wave, even so. So I think that's probably Barrier Ice Beam Mewtwo with a Cloyster supporting it. So this is like Boom Spam Barrier 2. Back to Mewtwo, trying to catch a chance to recover up. And if you bait Explosion from this, it's honestly pretty good as long as you don't get crit. Another Clamp for some reason, don't really understand that. And Barrier gets clicked. Clamp. This isn't... No, this is not what you want to do. I mean, you don't want to set up in front of the Cloyster. I don't... Wait, what? Okay, I was talking about, like, not wanting to set up the Mewtwo and give away that it's Barrier in front of a Cloyster and make your opponent commit to protecting their Cloyster. Why are you going to Victory Bell? This... I get that you threaten status here, but this... You don't need to status this, you just need Cloyster in front of it. So I think this is a pretty big mistake. You are risking a lot here. Yeah, okay. So the thing is, right, YBW wasn't super threatened by sleep there. 75% chance to hit. And ultimately, like, this Mewtwo can wake up. It's not, like, ideal. I don't think that YBW should have risked it, but, like, LOL. Just risk it and get the crit. And Eledyr forfeits. Okay, I get that this week doesn't count and you don't have to care about these games, but you have a Cloyster versus a Barrier Ice Beam too, and you concede because you went to your Victory Bell for no reason and sacked it. I don't agree with that. I think YBW has not run very much Barrier. I think you could have played around it with Cloyster and probably convinced YBW to lose the game. Granted, Barrier 2 is probably going to PP stall out your Cloyster, so it's a bit tough to know how to play this correctly in Eledyr's shoes. And it seems that he gave up thinking, I'm just going to get stalled out and lose. So I don't love that, but here we are. I think ultimately if you bring a Trode and a Victory Bell, it's week 7 and both teams are out. You probably don't care that much. It's understandable. But in terms of pure gameplay, ignoring the outside of game context that maybe you just don't care that much about this particular match, not a big fan of that forfeit. But oh well, this might just be the shortest set recording I have depending on what game 2 brings. Quickly on YBW's side, we don't really know anything about the team, but I'm gonna guess there's some boom spam here with like an egg, a Snorlax, and you just bring a bunch of booms with your Barrier 2. But that's about as much as I can guess. So on to game 2, and hopefully we get a longer one this time. Tauros, Hypno. Hypno's a fun lead. It has counter for Tauros, T-Wave Hypnosis for dual status, outruns Eggy. Raw Hypnosis, so not even trying to play around with countering this Tauros. Slowbro comes in on hopefully a T-Wave. Nope, just a Psychic. And with that drop, I would try to push this right now. I would T-Wave and just try to push damage on it. Straight up amnesia. That's interesting. I don't love that. Hard Tauros, I don't exactly love either. Like, there's 50% of your Tauros health for nothing. And T-Wave wouldn't have been good either to take, so another Surf and Tauros is down. Eledyr kind of phoning it in on this one, and I totally understand. So, like, no criticism. Okay. Eledyr said, you know what? I couldn't get my wrap game 1 going. Here's my game 2 wrap. It's going to be the silly pincer. And bind connecting, so off to a good start at least. But this is very silly. Pincer in Ubers is very much my team is out and I'm clowning around, so understandable. Enjoy. I hope Pincer does really well. Snorlax putting out a ton of pressure here, actually. This looks really good for Eledyr if he just can get some hits off. If the Starmie gets parried, it looks great. Amazing. So this is super good for the Snorlax now. Ooh, crit not so good though. But another slam, and now the Starmie's under huge pressure. It just takes one para for things to go really wrong. Raw Hyper Beam, I think that was premature. So now in YBW's shoes, you might even push and try to kill the Snorlax right now because you can't recover up against it. And that should pretty much neuter the Snorlax at this point. So a bit unlucky afterward, but I mean, first hit Paraslam is pretty lucky in the first place, and Snorlax is probably going to get sacked here to bring Pinsir back in, which is very funny. Hypno first, interesting. I think I would have thought you would go Pinsir first to bind and prevent it from getting sleep because you have sleep open on your side. But just pushing with Hypno into the Slowbro. Rest, surely you just Pinsir here. I guess not wanting to click bind and let Tauros wake up, so taking this semi-seriously, as seriously as you can when you bring up Pinsir. So slash, Swords Dance. Okay, well if this is a T-Wave Mewtwo, this is going to get stopped really quick, and if not, unlucky. Maybe a forfeit now? No forfeit. Okay, I'm glad he's playing it out. This doesn't look good, but I mean, when you bring a Pinsir, you're not trying to win, you're trying to style on your opponent or be funny. So another crit Blizzard. Mewtwo setting up, so now it's faster, and we'll see what the set is. Blizzard of his own, that's good. If it's not recover on one side here, I could go, oh, there's the boom. And Eledyr just trying to end this game, because you can't really do that boom if you're trying to win here, because you're really behind and sleep is open. And YBW just not screwing around with getting sleep. Doesn't, like, would rather just go slow bro on this Hypno every time and wall it than try to click the sleep powder button and really saving this for that last mon, probably Mew. I mean, surely it's a Mew on both sides, right? I think YBW wants to redeem his record a bit because I think he was like 1-5 at this point in the tournament, so I'm sure that YBW is taking it at least a little seriously. Eledyr subbed in from week 5 on and is 0-2 at this point and probably does not care that much after getting drafted onto a team really late in the tour that was already not doing great. Reflect Slowbro, so no T-Wave, that explains a lot. Really greedy Slowbro set, but there's at least some para support here for it. YBW, just surf it, finish this up. Really just, okay, I guess really doesn't want to let the Mew come in and potentially set up on multiple paralysis and win. So understandable, and honestly, this is starting to look almost doable for Eledyr if it wasn't Body Slam of all sets. Like, a better Mew set would look better here, but there's a chance, one more para. Okay, no para, and you can't really go into the next Pokemon with this much health and expect to win. Eggy's just going to come in and sleep you. And bailing out would also not work here, so you just got to heal up and hope for misses or immediate wakes. And if I'm in YBW's shoes here, I think you can just boom and win with Mew, but you don't really need to. I think you just go to the Mew anyway and push because it does more damage. But really just content to attack with Executor over and over. And Hypno, Psychic, Hypnosis, T-Wave, and who knows what the last move is. So Eggy probably just going to clean it up here, and then boom, and then that's the game. Maybe the shortest replay set I've recorded during this, but I mean, it also ultimately is a inconsequential set, and we got to see some funny guys like Electrode and Pinsir here. Boosting up, which is fair if you're using like Earthquake or something, then it's faster to just do this than to just attack. Yep, might as well take the 2-hit KO instead of the 4-hit KO. One less turn, and Eledyr is going to forfeit. So that's the game. Not much to say here. We barely crossed 10 minutes. Pretty inconsequential one, and that's the end of their runs in this tournament. So like, comment, subscribe if you like giving me free dopamine buttons, and I'll see you for the playoffs.